Hello, my name is Larry Coleman, and I posted a My Story Matters video on the ISA website along with several success stories. And I was invited onto their development slate. And now I'm one of the top 25 screenwriters to watch for 2021. I started off as a songwriter, actually. And if you were to ask me, Scott, which is harder, I would say songwriting is the hardest because you're going to have to create a story in 3 minutes or less. And the good, look at that is you can go back and listen to Tim McGraw's Don't Take the Girl. Or you listen to Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And those are classic stories. And the songwriter has to put that down in 3 minutes. And then I would rate screenwriting as the second hardest, which I haven't learned all the ins and outs because I'm actually really a newbie. I'm retired. I started trying to learn how to write screenplays like about 5 years ago after writing nonfiction, because my background is in social services. And so when I retired from the state, I was writing a lot of nonfiction that had to do with child custody, codependency, a lot of law of attraction stuff. I started my own little small press back then after I had retired because I wanted to continue to help the people who I had serviced in the past. And so what I did, I wrote a business plan, had to get major distribution. At that time, it wasn't easy, because Amazon was just starting. So you had to show the people, your book distributors, that you actually had a plan to get your stuff out there. I had wrote 2 nonfiction books in a year. And my editor at that time was in Canada. And I remember calling her and bellyaching, talking about, I was like, Maggie, man, I'm really putting my nose through the grindstone. I'm not receiving any of this money or what have you here. And she asked me, have you ever read The Alchemist? I read it probably about 5 or 6 times. And from that, I wrote a novelette called The Shepherd Boy of New York City, based on some of the quotes that I had taken from Paulo Coelho's book. And I thought that story could make a good movie. And that's really what prompted me to start writing screenplays. Started off as a songwriter, became a nonfiction writer, and screenplays were, just seemed like they were going to be the natural evolution to things. I didn't expect it. And the first thing is that what happens is, what's now? Do you really have to up your game? And for me is no, because the same thing that, that causes a mutual beneficial relationship between me and the ISA, they took a look at the person who I am, what I was doing with my screenplays and my success stories. That's going to continue. So I try not to put any extra, any burden on myself, because the same way that I got to the development slate and became a top 25 screenwriter is the same way that I'm going to continue to do the same thing. But it was a shock. It was a shock when Felicity contacted me. Felicity and Jaron, when they contacted me, look, my background is in mental health. And those 2 individuals reeked of sincerity, which was a strong attraction to me, because when they first contacted me and wanted to set up a call, I scouted them over. I went online to find out who they were, what they did, because you should do that. I'm old enough to know that I should do that. She really cares about writers and getting new voices out there, and so that, and plus, I never did a lookbook before. And after I got on the development slate, I sent her one and she gave me her feedback. And I went back to the drawing board, did one a little better. And she's like, well, I see you know how to take notes and stuff. And what I'm saying is when you have people like that at the ISA who are and they're really trying to get the word out about you, you have to go with those people. Writing is such an introverted task that you need to maintain your focus on your craft. And I got married very young, a little after high school. And then I had children. So once you begin to take on all of these things, you're going to be distracted naturally. And so if I could go back and tell my younger self anything, it would be, you know, to avoid those serious relationships until you get yourself ready. Devote your time to your craft, learn as much as you can, and network in the industry like hell, the industry that you want to go into. I could actually start learning how to shoot my own scripts because I really believe the closest, now screenwriting, you know, people, they debate a craft or art. Sid Field said it's a craft that can, if you do it right, can develop into art. And I believe that the more control that you have over your work, the more closer it's gonna become to art. Because the writer is so important and people don't, and I know that, you know, the Writers Guild and all of the other stuff happened. Nothing happens without the writer. You can have the best director in the world, but the screenwriter, he or she doesn't realize it, but they are already doing over the shoulder shots, close-up shots in their scene. They have already provided the director with the bones, and without the bones, you don't have anything. Now, other people can step in, help make it better, help make the dialogue better, maybe make it strong, but nothing starts without me. And because of that, that's my feeling about it, is that I want to learn how to start doing shorts. Get my first camera. I'm already a screenwriter. Learn how to do some shorts. Get with some people and do that, and see where they're, and I think I'll do good at it.